Hey everyone, my name is Elvis Torres. I'm the product manager here at Lidacrete. I handle all the concrete substrate preparation, so that's your self-leveling, your moisture barriers, your patches, your skims, all that awesome stuff that you never get to see, but you need to make a nice flat floor. I'm also here with Mr. Joe Rizzo, our sales director.
Very nice to meet you.
And David Weber, who is our sales representative in the DC area. So really excited that you came to check out our new product. We launched this in July. We're going to be demoing our NXT Level Plus light. And then the product that we launched 2 years before, which was our skim light. But keeping the lightweight family together, not separating them, and showing you guys this awesome pair. So just getting into just overall the line that we have. So at Lidacrete, we really try to keep a nice, simple line. It just makes it easier for the customers to understand and know exactly what product they're going to use on the project. So we currently have 4 self-levelers, and really going from good, better, best. And now we're with the introduction of NXT Level Plus Light. That's obviously on the best side of things. It incorporates everything that we have for NXT Level Plus, which is a great product for leveling over plywood, OSB, without the use of lath. You just prime it and you're good to go. So we wanted to take that technology and even improve it once more, and that's now our NXT Level Plus Light. So that is half the weight of our standard version. So instead of being a 55-pound bag, it is a 27-pound bag. So it weighs half the amount. Really nice to carry around the job site. If you have small job sites that you're kind of like wiggling through, you can carry 2 of these versus just 1 of the standard. So it really makes it for a great product for those tight spaces.
So there's a reason that Elvis and I do these together, particularly when we're talking about our lightweight products. Here, you have an example of good, solid, old-fashioned technology. Standard weight, a decent amount of load on the floor. To my right is our representation of light. Svelte, lower load on the floor, strong as hell, but still easy to move around and handle. And when we think about lightweight products, particularly in self-leveling, we're thinking about 2 things. Most importantly, we're thinking about the health of the user. We've seen too many people in our industry, particularly in the tile industry, hips, knees. All that is because of repetitive motions, years spent on one's knees in awkward positions. Self-leveling in itself is a great way to keep the mechanic upright instead of bent down or on their knees. And the lightweight self-leveling puts less weight, not only for carrying, but for movement. So you cut down the stress and the strain that's put on the health of the applicator. The other part with self-leveling that lightweight comes in as important is how much maximum load you can put on a floor. Many old structures, many delicate structures, many structures that already have 8 or more inches of concrete cannot take a significant amount of dead load. And you'll have a document, the specification that says the load on the floor cannot exceed a certain amount. So I want to put it to you guys in some perspective so that you understand the magnitude of the difference that we're talking about. Concrete weighs 145 pounds per cubic foot. Gypsum, which is often touted as lightweight because it weighs about the same as lightweight concrete, is about 110 to 115 pounds per cubic foot. NXT Level Plus Light is only 70 pounds a cubic foot. So you have an extremely reduced load and weight that comes into effect. All of these things, however, won't be important if it doesn't act and work and get the strength and all the properties of a self-leveling product. When we were designing and formulating this product, that's what we wanted. We wanted a self-leveling that was lightweight, but that was a self-leveling. We wanted to be an almost invisible change going from a standard weight to the lightweight, which notoriously the lightweight products have not been as easy to move around. This product, as you will see, is definitely that.
Well said, Joe. Yeah, we put a lot of emphasis into this product. Flow was really key. So we know this through multiple applications of other self-levelers. They're typically a little bit slower moving. They are harder to move around, more of a marshmallowy type of feel. So we wanted to have a self-leveler that could level and really want to see a transition if you were going from your typical one over to a lightweight. So as you're going to see David pour this material here. Yep, yeah. He's going to pour this material and you'll see how nice and easily it flows. We really took about two to 3 years of development time for this product. We were looking at so many different characteristics, but really, obviously, lightweight being the key one. Because older structures are being remodeled, need the floors to be flat, whether or not you're doing wood, LVT, vinyl, whatever it may be, tile, large and heavy tile, which are a great way to use the self-leveling as well. So those buildings can't take the weight of a standard self-leveler. So this is where these come into play. Also, to brand new buildings that maybe need a little bit more self-leveling than what they expected, and the structural engineers didn't put that into the numbers. So now you need to come in with this type of solution. We have the product as well can go up to 4 inches in one shot. So that's really important because typically lightweight applications are deep pours. So this product can be poured all the way from nothing to 4 inches. It's fiber reinforced, and that helps the flexural strength of the product. So if you're going over plywood, OSB, some of those structures are not 100% rigid. They must meet L over 360, but there's always going to be a little bit of deflection there. So the fiber reinforcement really, really helps with those applications as well.
So in addition to standard OSB, there's a type of OSB called waterproofed or totally waterproofed OSB. I'll mention a popular brand. We have no vested interest. It's Advantech, is one of the real popular brands. They're notoriously viewed upon as being difficult to stick to. Our products with our Prime and Bond or our NXT Primer Plus mixed as a slurry can go over any type of OSB, including the waterproof type of OSB, and get a solid bond. Yeah. Now you'll notice that what David is doing here is he's using a tool called a smoother. You don't finish a self-leveling material. For those that aren't very familiar, it's not the same as when you're putting down concrete. It moves mostly on its own, and then with the smoother, you're simply breaking the surface tension to get as flat of a surface as you possibly can, and you're moving it around a little bit, but most of the movement, it's on its own. One of the discussions we have in the tile industry is self-leveling really self-leveling? So, nothing, including a very light viscous liquid, is completely self-leveling. There's some resistance. However, what we strive with our products, and you're not going to see it today, but we make a product called Flow, specifically because of how it flows. We strive to make a self-leveling product that comes as close to meeting the expectations of its name as possible.
Yes, that's 100% true. And also, to that point, these products are all pumpable, so we are using pumps every single day on job sites. We also have our Super Cap system, which is our high volume pumping system that we have that can pump 30,000 pounds of SLU an hour. So that's quite a bit of self-leveling that you can pump all at once, and these products have been all used in that type of system as well. So we definitely have your applications from even a toolkit for doing a couple of rooms, to a pump, and then to our Super Cap truck, which can level floors of large commercial projects. So overall, really great. Very proud of NXT Level Plus Light, and it's actually doing it really, really well. We're really happy with the performance of the product, both performance-wise and also just in the field. So moving on to, I'm sorry, Joe.
Actually, no, just a couple of more things on levelers before we go. We do have some time.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that we're always trying to do is work with our contractor partners to match up the job that they're doing, their capabilities, our products, but also our technical skills. We have a deep bench. And in this product group, we have a number of people available, not only throughout the country, but through Canada as well. I see one of our Canadian friends there. And we look at the job in total. What are you trying to achieve? How flat does the floor need to be? Does it need to be level? Can we help you? Ultimately, it's your responsibility as a contractor to determine everything, but we will be there, can be there with you every step of the way. The tile industry has notoriously said self-leveling is not really necessary because it's maybe not as sensitive as certain types of flooring.
Just move over.
Oh, so sorry. But with the advent of larger and larger tile, we're seeing things that are no longer tile. As some of us who are a certain age and remember things that were much smaller, now with these panels that we're setting, a flat substrate is absolutely necessary, not only because TCNA and NTCA say it's the right thing to do, but your tile job going over a flat, smooth substrate will actually make you more money because it will go faster. There's no doubt that an installation can go quicker on a better, flatter, smoother floor.
Well said. And sometimes you don't actually have to level 100%. Maybe you have to just fix some deviations in your floor, any imperfections that may show through that final floor. Some of these final floors are very, very thin, so if you have an imperfection, a bump, or whatever it may be, it might translate into the final finish. So you'll look at the floor and you'll see a little bump or a little divot, and that's where Skim Light comes into play. So we took about 3 years developing this product, again, trying to take all the different technologies that are out there, and I wanted to combine this into one product that our contractor can use, the one and done type of method. So this product it's a skim coat. It can go from absolutely translucent up to 1 inch thick. It's also fiber reinforced for, again, OSB plywood applications. It's caster wheel safe. So where would you use that application? If you're at a hospital and they're moving equipment around and you have those caster wheels that have such a high point load, this product can definitely withstand that. This product actually has a better wear resistance to the surface than our overlays do, which is a final finish floor that you walk on. So this product is very strong. It's also lightweight, so it's an 8-pound bag, but volume-wise, you're getting about 12 pounds worth of volume in it. So it's slightly lighter, but really the coverage is what comes into play there. We've been able to get up to about 380 square feet to a bag on a plywood application. If it's OSB, so OSB is much more intricate, right? You have all those layers of particle over each other, and then that has a lot of divots. So we get around 280 square feet to a bag with that. So we did it, we measured it, multiple applications, and really the feel is what we were really pursuing in this product. There's applications, there's tests to measure compressive and flexual and all those other things, but you can't measure feel. And that's the one thing we really, really wanted to point out, is that what do people love? This is a product that they're on their hands and knees applying this product, and it needs to be smooth, it needs to be creamy, it needs to allow and not give much resistance, because people are doing hundreds to thousands of square feet of this, right? So we don't want them to get worn out. So we really tested the best in the business and said, okay, this is where we have to hit, and over again, tested the product, finally getting multiple reviews of contractors that do this, and I think we nailed it. I think the product's really nice and easy to apply.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come up and try it, there's plenty of material here.
Yeah, if anyone wants to get a little feel for it.
Yeah, we encourage you. We've already seen it. We know how it trowels. We know how it moves. We know what it does.
Yeah.
Never too much. Never too much. One of the reasons that these two lightweight products are successful is because of the aggregate that's in them. Very lightweight, but also they don't absorb water, so these materials are fast. If you're using some other lightweight materials that have very porous aggregates, it takes a much longer time to put your final floor. Tile is a little more forgiving, but for floors other than tile where moisture is an issue, these products are extremely fast of a turnaround time for lightweight products. And because the aggregate is an engineered aggregate, there's no silica. There's no respirable silica as defined by OSHA. Did I get that right, Troy? Is that the expression? Okay. Have to make sure I say that accurately. So there is one added benefit other than the lightweight with these two.
Yeah, and then actually, Joe, you brought up a good point. This product is also exterior rated, so it can be used outside as well, and it's moisture tolerant. So what does that mean? Basically, typical skims, they'll kind of degrade if there's moisture coming in through the substrate, and they'll kind of get, they're softer, you can pick at them and stuff like that. We've tested this product. This can actually even be applied under a moisture barrier, an epoxy moisture barrier. So let's say, epoxy moisture barriers are extremely expensive, right? You don't want to just waste that into cracks and divots and stuff like that. So some people are actually skimming the floor before they're applying that moisture mitigation down to spread that coverage as far as they can go. and save on the really expensive stuff. And that could be trapped under that moisture barrier between that concrete and that barrier, which obviously there's nowhere to go after that, and it's absolutely fine, no problem. So really rugged product that, again, checks off a lot of boxes, and you only need one skimming product in your truck.
We never used to talk about moisture mitigation for tile because tile is porous and grout lines used to be much larger, and whatever vapor was underneath the slab that was coming through, let's say you were slab on grade, it just came straight up through. Fast forward to now, the tile is huge. It's essentially non-porous and the grout lines are virtually non-existent. So you are applying a lot of pressure on the bottom of that tile, and we as an industry have not only had to look at flatter substrates, but also drier substrates. So being able to combine a leveler or a skimming material, and we also make mitigation systems and patches as well. So it all goes together as a system.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great combination with obviously the performance that we offer in grouts and adhesives and everything like that. Now, again, with larger and larger tiles are being applied to these floors, you know, having a self-leveling system, having all the products to prep that floor for your moisture-sensitive tile or stone is critical. So I think it's a beautiful pairing. Also in the other flooring as well. So I think we're really coming out with this innovation, really happy with this lightweight that we're going after. And again, it's just really trying to extend the life of our contractors out there who are doing this every single day. So
somebody must want to get their hands on a trowel. Andrew? Come on.
All right. It's probably kicking off a little bit. So actually talking about the speed, so you can apply flooring to this as soon as 20 minutes. So depending on the temperature, the humidity of the floor and everything, humidity of the area. So you either, you know, it all depends on how quickly the product is going, but you can see it's probably kicking off a little bit on the thicker side. But the nice thing about skim though, which is really unique, is that if the material is starting to set up a little bit in the bucket, you can re-whip it. Don't add any additional water or powder to the mix, and it actually extends the life of the material. So you'll actually see it kind of get agitated, and it'll get that nice creamy consistency again. So you can continue to re-whip it in the bucket and keep extending that life. So you can see as he kind of moves it back and forth, it's kind of engaging that chemistry again, and it's activating. So nice little feature there. If you're by yourself doing a large space and you don't want to lose that material in that bucket. So,
nice job.
Thank you very much.
Better than Dave.
So,
No, actually, Dave is very good on a trowel as well.
So,
in addition to having the best haircut of all of us, but that's...
Any questions, comments? If anyone drove here and wants to take these 2 bags of NXT Level Plus Light, you're more than welcome to, because we don't want to lug them back. So please, if you drove here, they're yours. They only weigh 27 pounds. You can carry them out of here.
And if you have any questions that you think of later, our booth is right here. So
You'll take them?
We're pretty easy to get to.
Sold already to the man in the front row.
Excellent. Wonderful.
$0. Best bid that ever happened. So. All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We
Any
appreciate
more
your time.
information, we're right there. You can't miss it. And thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.